Well, ho, 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 and Merry Christmas after Christmas. So this is all the Valiver stuff I ordered the day that he put up his sale for the Crimson Shadow tin. And it just now got here because UPS was probably playing kickball with the box and having fun with it before it ever gets here. I don't know what it is. Everybody else gets their stuff shipped at relatively the same time. They get their stuff like a week before I do. I think I blame Texas. Straight up. It's Texas' fault. Every time it gets into our state, they're like, what do we do with this? I don't know. Looks like a football to me. Let's play. And then there you have it. And then you don't see it for like a week because some supervisor has to come in and say, what are you guys doing? That is not a football. That is no. Stop. Put the box down. Put it down. It's got a label. Read it. Where's that supposed to go? How long has it been here? A week? Come on, get it out. Get it out. And that's the kind of stuff we probably deal with down here in Texas. Anyway, that's just my take. So anyway, what in the world do we have here? So we have the Special Ops gear pack. We have a Special Ops. And then we have the Security Enforcement gear pack. And yet another Infantry Commando. And we have Weapon Pack Delta, and the mother of all weapon packs, because why not, the Crimson Shadow tin, filled with so many weapons, is not even funny. And yes, I checked, no Crimson Cash for me. Oh well. I guess not everybody can get Crimson Cash. Anyway, so let's break some of these open and see what's up. I'm going to save the tin probably for the last because there's just so many weapons. It's almost a review unto itself, to be honest. So let's dig into the other guys. And in fact, really, you've already seen this one. I already have a review for that. And I'm wondering if I'm cool enough in my editing to put a link. I don't know, but I'm going to try it. So I'm going to say, the link to this guy is going to be right in front of it for like a few seconds, and if you click on it, great. If not, oh well. Yeah, because that would be dumb. Yeah, you know what? Go ahead and click on the link in the middle of like this video so the analytics for this video get totally fudged. Yeah, that would be great. Good planning. So you know what? I ain't going to do it. That's right. Not going to do it. So, all right, moving on. All right, we're going to start with the Special Ops. All right, so we're going to give him a bit of a slice. Boom. Yeah, okay, so he has a file card, but since he's basically a troop builder, he's not a character. I mean, what really can you learn from him? And you get 1 point. That'll be interesting. I got to go dig out all these boxes if he ever decides to cash in those points. I'm going to be like, oh my God. I got to find all the boxes and get all my points. There he is. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Pretty soon you will, buddy. Pretty soon you will. And you know what? You're going to get dropped on your head. Oh, snap. That just shows you how resilient these figures are. They could be dropped on your head. Nothing happens to them. Oh, and you get another metallic standing plate. Cool. And so here he is. I mean, just like right out of the box, he could pretty much stand with no issues there. All right, taking a quick little peek. I'm going to get some light closer in on him. He's basically the same mold as like all the other troop builders. Like he's just all black. And so the accessories are pretty much the same, except you come with the MP, I think it's an MP5, is that right? I can't remember. I'm going to just leave those in there because I'm not touching those. But yeah, you get, oh boy, another weapon for the massive amount of weapons you're about to receive. And the only thing is, like, he's very, very stiff. Like the joints on the arms and legs, he's gonna require a very hot bath before I can do much of anything with him. And to be fair, that's, ooh, sorry, I just turned on my magic light. So now my question is, like, what armor am I going to put him in? So that's the thing. I'm not 100% convinced. I was thinking of maybe just, in fact, when I originally got him, it was because I was going to hopefully put Snake Eyes' head on him, but I realized that the ball joints don't match, which is very infuriating to me, but oh well. I mean, what was I supposed to expect, right? Anyway, so that's him. Let's go with the Special ARPs. Special ARPs. Yeah, he's going to ARP. Let's do their gear pack first. Now, of course, the gear pack is all in black. All of it. Just all in black. Let me open it up and get it laid out. Alrighty, so here we have it. His is his particular loadout. When I say his, I still don't know if I'm going to use this one or not. I don't. But so here's what this gear set comes with. It comes with a the kind of the bulletproofed vest. At least I hope it's bulletproof, because otherwise that would suck. You know, a lot of people, you know, I apologize because I'm not going to know what any of these items are in real life as what they're called. But I know this has something to do with it being maybe a med kit, if I'm not mistaken. And it comes with a dagger, a blade. So the knife does, in fact, come out. And it's going to be teeny tiny. It's a teeny tiny thing. I don't even know if that's, I don't think that's coming through. It's hard. It's small, and I don't know if I'm getting that close enough. Anyway, so that goes back in. And I know that in the set I'm going to get extra knives. Extra knives! And it buckles in the back. Has this little radio in the back. But if it's the same experience that I had with the Deltas, this antenna, oh my God, it's hard to pick up. This little fragile antenna goes in the back, but I never have gotten it to stay. I mean, I guess you would have to glue it. He also comes with a utility belt. You know, you'd think he was Batman or something. You know, he gets like, you know, your little, oh my God, what were those things called back in the day? Like your, like an all-in-one tool thing, and I've totally brain farted as to what you would call it. I hate it when that happens. Like, you know what it's called every other time you see it, but no, you want to do a live video and you can't remember shizzle. A holster, yeah, the holster for the pistol, and then you get, I guess, clips for the little pistol that you can't pull out, which would have been really kind of cool, I suppose, if you could, since everything else is modular, but this isn't. And, you know, to be able to put that on, you're going to have to take the guy apart, practically. And then you get the little holsters for the magazines, which are now already in there. So it's like, you know what, you're using this weapon with this character, so we're going to already holster the magazines for you. Sure. You get a handkerchief. Oh boy, howdy. You know how important that is. It's funny because the design is, it's too similar. It's you know what, I'm just going to grab me one. Just give me a second here. I'm going to pull away, making a bunch of noise. So sorry. Okay, so this is the handkerchief you used to get with the Vipers. And you're like, well, what? So, I mean, yeah, sure, different color, but, you know, when the little triangle, the folded triangle, points in the exact same direction, you kind of have to go, what? Come on. This is like, I don't remember who came out with it first. So I don't know if Hasbro copied them, which has usually been the case. Hasbro kind of looks to Valaverse and says, let's do what Valaverse does. And but I don't think Valaverse does it in reverse. So I might be wrong, but I'm going to go ahead and say that it was Hasbro following Valaverse. Now you also get the helmet. And it does have a little port for the night vision goggles, which are notoriously difficult to keep on. And it has the ear guards already on it. And it comes with an all-black version of the little ones that have the built-in microphone in it. Yeah. And then this is the night vision goggles with the green portholes. And that actually fits in right at the top. Yay. This camera. All right, and then the weapons. Let's see here. Now, I kind of dig the weapon on this because I do like that it's more or less all black. And I have very few Valaverse weapons that are all black that are really cool. But that's obviously about to change. It's got some silver paint app for the ejector port. But yeah, I really like it. It's a nice, kind of a nice assault rifle for the guy. Now these pistols, I like the paint app, but I just don't like the design of the pistol. It's this squat. It's really small. I mean, it looks cool, but somehow when you get it in hand, it looks so small in their hands. You're like, how? You can't commit to any kind of offensive with some wimpy weapon like this, but it becomes kind of a decoration, it seems. Now, you get the blast effects, and I've wrongfully heard people say, oh, it's large, medium, and small, but it isn't. It's large with a pin at the end because, if you've got a blast effects hole, that's what you use. But if your weapon does not have a blast effects port, then you need the same large blast effect, but it has a hole in it. So it goes over the muzzle instead of attached to, go in it. And the small one, they don't make small ones that way. So the small one has to have a peg. So you get the small one has a peg and the large one has a peg. And then you have another large one that has no peg. That's basically what it boils to. And so that is the loadout for that gear set. So I'm going to move on to the next gear set. Alrighty, so we are going to do the cutting motion. El Stabberuno. Oh, cut. Yeah, the graphics on this looks like it's the same artist that does the comic. I know you can't really see that, sorry. Yay. Oh no, yeah, that's right. This is worth, wow, do you even not get oh yeah, 1 point. Yes, 1 Valaverse point. I love it. A gear set has got the same value as a figure, but yet this is less plastic. All right. Oops, I didn't get everything. Because it's like, more blast effects, yo. All right, so give me a sec. Okay, so now we have the loadout here for the security officer. And no joke, 1-to-1, it's pretty much identical to the special ops. The only difference is color. So it's the same exact vest that I like to drop, apparently. So it's the same vest, but in kind of a gray and black motif instead of all black. So the dagger, still the dagger. I guess it's supposed to be carbon fiber. It's a carbon fiber. With the little dagger with the white, the gray handle on it. Watch me break it. Oh, there we go. All right, so you get the exact same vest, also with a walkie-talkie back. And then you get the belt, the utility belt. It's also a gray with black accents. Got the holster, got the mags. But, you might notice, no silver paint app for the, oh my god, the Workman? I can't remember the name of that thing. And I even have one. That's what's so dumb. So I skipped a paint app on that. Then you have the same leg plate, or protective plate, which happens to be in black with this, the gray pouches with the black magazines. You get the same helmet, but this time in gray. Same exact loadout with the protective ear muffs in case he's cold. The only kind of cool thing, I guess, is that, with the radio frequency ear connectors that have the mic, they're gray and black. So that's kind of cute. And you get, now this I think is weird. So you get another night vision goggle, but this time the ports are black. Like I've got them in red and green and other colors, but never just, oh yeah, we're just doing it in black today. Okay, all right. Security, I guess the security folks won't be able to see properly in the dark because it's, you know what? No, they're supposed to look at the sun. So they've got smoked glass. That's what it is. Yeah, these guys just look directly into the sun and they have protection. All right, so then you get a different rifle. And I don't really understand the idea of it being green. Like if the majority of the costume is gray and black, you would think you would want your weapon to match. But no. Oh yeah, and the magazines are removable on these. But yeah, just okay. And the pistol, same exact pistol, except that again, you get a green paint app on it. And we've seen this pistol before in the Delta Trooper, but I think it was a reverse. I think it was a black pistol with a green pullback. Oh, and yes, and no. So instead of a gray handkerchief, you now get black. So gee, I wonder how many people are going to switch if they were going to do an all black outfit. They're going to swap that out, right? And I'm not going to go through, you've already seen the other blast effects and the same antenna, same exact antenna. So now I'm going to move on to the Delta Weapons Pack. All righto. So we know what comes next. The L Slicer. Actually, I don't even think you need a Sliceroo. Oh my God. Yeah, you do. I can't open it. So there. It was hidden. All right. Oh, and yeah, and let's see. Do you get a Valaverse point for these? You don't. Oh my God. No Valaverse point for you. Oh no. What will I ever do? Because I bought several of these things and I didn't realize no points for me. No points for me. Okay. Now we have the Delta Pack Weapons Pack, and this is what you get. You get a couple of rifles. You get very few handguns, some light arms, and 2 magazine clips, and 1 really terrible shotgun. All right. So first off, this is, I mean, we've gotten very few white rifles. I think the only one that I have that's white from them is one of their Vector guns, has a white paint app. So, you know, I get the sneaking suspicion that they brought this out because they know at some point Hasbro is going to release Snow Job or some other snow person. And I think that's what this is eventually for. That's just my guesstimation. Now this, I've never seen this gun before. I do not know what it is. I don't know if it's, I mean, based on the loadout, is it like an automatic shotgun? Is it like a Tommy gun? I don't know, but it's pretty weirdly intricate for what it is. I mean, the drum doesn't, I don't think the drum comes, oh my God, the drum comes off. Sweet. So you do get a separate, it does, yeah, it's supposed to come off. That's cool. I honestly did not know that. None of the videos I ever watched showed anybody pulling that drum off. That's, I don't know, that's kind of cool. I like that gun. Might have him use it. Sweet. And then there's this. Again, I have no, this needs light. Aziz, light! So, I don't know what kind of weapon this is. But it clearly has the ability to stabilize your shot. You've got a scope, so that's clearly. I'm not going to go with sniper rifle because the barrel is way too short. So I guess it's just some close range precision gun. I don't know. It's very interesting. You get yet another assault rifle. It's basically, we've seen this assault rifle a number of times, but this time it's without the suppressor. So that's kind of interesting. Maybe this is different. I can't rightly tell. It's good detail, you know. And of course the magazine is removable, and that's what these extra magazines are for, specifically for that weapon. Then you get an actual Tommy gun. Now this is a gun that I would have expected if you'd put a round, that you would put a round drum on, right? Because this is old school, 1930s kind of weapon. I don't know. It's an unusual choice, but we will have multiples of those. Seen this weapon 100 times. I've got all different versions. I don't remember what it's called, but I usually give it to the enemies. Then you get the Tech 9. Now, this is kind of cool because it's got silver paint apps on the clip and on the muzzle. Now, to those who are old like me, they actually, I used to have a water pistol version of this. It was Intertech. Intertech, I believe it was, that made the an automatic water pistol of a Tech 9, and I loved the hell out of that thing. Before, they outlawed realistic-looking guns, toys, rather. Now, this thing with the extra mag and the suppressor, I am not a fan of this. In fact, when my Delta Troopers came with it, on most of them, I clipped the suppressor and I clipped the magazine and just used it as a regular firearm that has either a flashlight on it or a laser pointer. I don't know, but that's how I would prefer this gun. I'll go ahead and keep this one as is just because it has a paint app. And this shotgun. I'm not a fan of this shotgun, and it's largely because of how you hold it. It's like it's unwieldy. It wields like it's a sword. You would think you were using Darth, oh my God, what's his name? I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank, but the old man, and he had the one that, geez, I can't believe it. I can't remember anything. Anyway, it looks similar to his lightsaber because it had that tilted handle. So anyway, it would have been cool, I guess, if the pump actually worked on this. That would be pretty sweet, wouldn't it? Great paint apps on it, I have to admit, but maybe this one might look a little better, but I don't know, it won't hold much better. It holds too loose, so I've never found a use for it. Now this is a man's pistol. This is like a Dirty Harry Magnum. It's just so ridiculously super powerful. And here's the thing. If you're going to give us these kinds of guns, why not just give us the holsters they come with? Because, unless you're going to always be holding it, there's no way to store this weapon anywhere. Well, I guess maybe the Valiverse backpacks do, in fact, have little spaces to put stuff. Now, you get 2 of these golden pistols, right? Now, it has been my opinion that Valiverse pays attention to Hasbro's releases and says, you know what's missing? You know what I would want if I bought this Hasbro figure? And then they would include it in the weapons pack. Now, I know some folks are using these for Destro, and that's not a bad choice because they've come out with a golden pistol before, and I definitely gave it to my Destro. However, who does Destro hang around with? Baroness. And what does the first Baroness have? 2 golden Nerf pistols that I absolutely hate. Guess what's going to get replaced? These are going to replace it. Yes, sir. That's what I'm replacing those with. All right, so we finally got those weapons out of the way. Now let's hit the big bad boy. Man, this thing is so big I can barely get it into frame. It's big, y'all. It's easily a foot long and maybe almost 6 inches wide. It's pretty big. It's got a lot of details. I'm afraid I don't know what these numbers are, but 2019 you can recognize as I don't know, maybe I don't know. Somebody might know, but they definitely put in the graphics wrench time here, man. Woo. And of course, since it doesn't come with any form of paper thing, you get no points for, of course, having bought this. No Valiverse points, and it's like an $80 box of weapons. But when you think about it, man, you will not want for a weapon for your figure ever again. Period. All right, so this is how it comes packaged when you get it. Everything's all in little baggies, and it's sectioned out in 4s. It looks like if you wanted to, you could probably take out this entire middle thing. I guess it kind of clips in there, but it can come out if you don't really want it there. But I'm about to do the old dumperoo, folks. Oh, snap. Oh, they didn't even all come out. They still didn't all come out. What? Kind of stuck to the inside. Mine's got some warpage. But now I've seen some folks do this, so I'm going to show you right now. You can fit figures straight in there. They fit. So you can actually store your figures. And to be fair, I thought I was going to do that because I have so many army builders that they're just sitting on a shelf, and I've had to condense them in order to fit the entire Cobra army that I have. So I thought about fitting them in here, but then I'm like, well, where are you going to put all those weapons? And then you do this like defeated sigh and you go, yeah, that's what I'm going to have to use it for. I'm going to have to put all those weapons in here because I have very few places with which to put them. So now I'm going to put this off to the side and look at the massive plural of ridiculous. I'm going to call it ridiculi. Oh man, Lord God. So they seem to be sectioned off in the types of guns. Do I dare to just take each and every single one of them out and then display them all for you? Would you like that? Would you want me to go through that level of torture? Is that what you want? Is that what you want to see? Is that what you want? Oh, yes, you do. Yes, that is what you want. I know it is. Guns, 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 guns. Oh my God. Look at all those guns. I said, hey, Fred, what are you going to do with all those guns? Well, we're going to shoot a bunch of people. That's what we're going to do. Man, that's some serious levels of guns, folks. Oh my God, where to start? So we'll start with the most popular, like the one that everybody done like. So these are the heavy machine guns. They have their nice little, what do you want to call it? The kickstand. And then it comes with a removable or changeable drum. The painted paint apps on the bullets, silver paint app on this guy. Sorry, that I don't know what it is, but I'm trying to get light on it. And I've got multiple lights this time. I got a new light, and I still can't get this to work. Sorry, I didn't put the handguns and knives because, well, they're small. That has something to do with it. Let's see if this works better. All right. So anyway, a lot of people got this set just for this huge gun. And it comes, again, in black. Now, you obviously can interchange the drums. You don't have to have an all black heavy machine gun, but I still think that's cool. It's well sculpted. You also get the grenade launchers in all black and this kind of army green. And yeah, the drums, they do rotate. Man, I mean, the details on this are on these weapons are insane. I mean, you even right down to these little hooks, you know, still really, really sweet. Not sure who will end up with that, but it comes with that and an all black one as well. Okay, I'm going to start with the vectors just because I'm weird that way. So you get 3 vectors just with different paint apps on them. Get one with a silver paint app. You get one with the tan, kind of a desert style. And you get one that's enemy all black. That's what I'm going to call it. Just enemy black. Now, remember those weird guns, weird, strange looking Tommy guns that look like, I don't know if they're a shotgun style or what, that have removable drums? Well, you get like 3 of them. And they come in tan, army green, and black. So that's actually kind of interesting. And oh my God, your assortment of assault rifles are crazy. You get the Tommy guns again, all black. You get the gold one with wood trim, and you get a silver one with wood trim. Sorry, I'm going to go quick because this video is already going to be ridiculously long. Again, I don't know what these particular assault rifles are called. I've tried to look it up. I've tried to look up specifically what are the names of Valaverse's weapons, and I can't find anyone with a specific list. So you could find them, it's like, well, it could be that one and it could not be. So I don't know if this is a Scar or if it's I don't know what the brands are. I know there's all different kinds, but it comes in green and silver and black. And you get this one again. Oh, and at least this one you can add magazines to. But this one you can't. Here the magazines are permanent, so they don't come out. And I've got plenty of these. In fact, I think I even have one in this color straight up. So I'll have multiples of that. But it comes in the tan, the black, and the green. And I'm assuming what's going on here is like you're seeing a color theme. It's either going to be silver, green, black, or tan. Come out, ye black and tans, and fight me like a man. For those who know that chant or rally song. And then you get these AKs that I just see a lot of people complain about, but I'm not sure I get it. I understand it's not, purely accurate, even though they've changed the AK a number of times. but it's also a large. It's a very large automatic rifle, which is not what you're used to seeing even in real life. But you get one in the tan and you get one in the black. In fact, they've had that black one plenty of times before, so you can squad that one out. In fact, actually, that is really, in my opinion, the only valid complaint that I will accept from this set. The price, I'm sorry, I'm not going to complain. The tin, no, I'm not going to complain. Number of weapons, no, I'm not going to complain. The only thing that I think that that one could have a valid complaint is you can't squad out these weapons because each weapon is different. So if you're army building and you've got 5 people on your squad, well, they're all going to have a different weapon. They're not going to be color coordinated with the same weapon and the same gear. You'd have to load out slightly different, which, when you do go look at military pictures, it seems like that does sometimes maybe get to be a reality. Everybody's weapon is slightly different, but I could be wrong because I'm not in the military. So correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm sure someone will. Now, looking at the ARs, they're the various assault rifles. I've had a couple of these. Don't know what they're called. You could put a magazine on them. They got a nice big huge scope. So they're obviously a precision weapon, and I don't know what kind of arm guard or what kind of grabbing that is, or if this is it is a rail system. So I guess would be kind of cool if they ever made these modular enough to where you could pop off the butts and put in whatever kind of butt you want and just customize your weapon. That would be cool. So you get them in black, get them in tan, and you get them in silver and black, which is kind of cool, really. You get those terrible shotguns again. Not a big fan. You get them in black. You get silver and brown, which I guess is all right. It's all right. And then you drop it because that's what you're supposed to do with a shotgun. And then this one, I guess, it's kind of interesting because it's that military tan color. And you get this tiny little guy. I mean, they've pretty much released these in 100 different ways. Just looks like a automatic pistol with a suppressor and an extended mag. But you get it in tan, you get it in black, you get it in silver. And then you get this, kind of almost looks like a Tech 9, but it isn't. Another small middle or light arms fire, and you can't remove the clips, but you get it in silver, tan, and black. Now jumping up here, I always think these are somewhat the same. It's like it's the same gun, or it's the same receiver, but then it has different loadouts, different augmentations to it. Could be wrong, but that's just what it looks like to me. So you get this one. We've seen this style of weapon before with the handle on the rail, scope, smaller scope. It's a bit beefier in the stock, but the receiver looks like the same style of receiver, but you get that one in silver and black and green. But then you only get 2 of these, which, like I said, is very similar. And we've seen this gun about a half a dozen times, it seems like Blowout and the new infantry trooper. They come with the same gun. And it's got a suppressor and a handrail. You can maybe hit people with that. But it comes in only black and green. You only get 2 of those, probably because they know you have a million of them. Then it comes with this one. And it's very kind of like M16-ish style, but it does have that thing at the end, and it's a different color, and that's usually not the case. Usually they color it all the same. Different scope. It's a bit smaller of an assault rifle, but I did kind of want these, but you only get 2, so whamp, whamp, whamp. You get more Tech 9s. You get a gold one, silver one, You get the MP5, I think that's what this is called, these little tiny guys. Yeah, I mean, you get multiples of these, but you get black, tan, silver. Another assault rifle type. It's got a completely different receiver on it and no removable clip, and it's a teeny tiny clip. It's like, is this like a 9mm assault rifle? You're gonna make a couple of pitter patter holes in somebody's armor. Comes with a big old scope too, which is weird. Maybe this is for night ops kind of stuff. But you get it in silver, green, and black. You get that precision kind of weird, I don't know, it's almost like a hunting rifle. And you get a small clip. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, based on the way it's situated, it's just a long-range rifle of some kind. But I'm not going to go with sniper. It's just not. I'm just not going to do it. I might be wrong too, but I don't care. Now you get this guy with the grenade launcher loadout. I know some people have complained that the clip port or the magazine port is too small for a gun such as this, but you know, it doesn't matter really. But you can only get 2 of those, and you get them in black and you get them in silver. Then this one I think is really the coolest sort of rifle to me. I don't know, it just looks kind of cute. But it has another one of those grenade launcher attachments, automatic rifle. This time you can add. It does come with a magazine port. And it's got that same kind of butt you see here on this. And in fact, it makes you wonder if maybe these weapons, the same receivers, just a different loadout of the same gun. It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibilities there. Then you get this again, this craziness that I don't particularly care for. These, I mean, it would almost be cool if they made this without the clip, and then it could just be like, you know, an assassin's weapon. But you get it in green, beige, and brown. So that does it for like the heavy arms and mid to light arms. But you also get three pistols or hand cannons. You get it in gold, tan, and black. It's kind of weird. You get Desert Eagles in the same sort of green, black, and tan. You get those little tiny pistols we've seen before in reverse, tan and black, and then black, so not even silver or green in that loadout. Yeah, you get the other nubby little pistols, both in black, tan, and green, and the nubbies. And you get these big, huge, honking pistols that you have to have a special holster for, I guess. And silver and black, tan and black, and just straight up black. Now we're going to deal with the blades. So you get these style of blades that that they have a lot in, like sheathed in the back, never in the front, which is weird. You get the halfway futuristic machete. Don't know what I'm going to do with those. You get the sickle, which are kind of neat. I think that, yeah, I mean, those are kind of cool, kind of ninja-y. Now this, I have to admit, is pretty darn awesome. I'm going to take it out just so the plastic doesn't glare on you. And it may be, I'm not looking at the monitor when I'm filming this because I kind of can't, because it's behind me. So I can't see what I'm doing. But you got to see this. So I think they did an outrageously awesome job with this particular guy. I mean, that's just damn cool. I mean, the paint app's very, very meticulous on it, and I almost thought it was falling to the floor, but it's also pretty damn sharp, if I may say so myself. Then you get these big, huge Rambo-style knives with the eagle head, which is kind of cool. That was one of the coolest things I thought with the Sergeant Slaughter figure, was you got one of those knives. You also get the same sort of style of knife, but just without the eagle on it. Ones, they seem to be carbon fiber. And then you get the little knives, which I'm very happy about because it'll replace the one I broke. Yay. Oh, and you get this kind of Browning style of pistol, and the one I like the most is the one with the brown handle. I think that's classic, just totally classic. Then you get bags full of fire effects. I mean, I've already got enough fire effects to last me, God only knows. I'll probably one for every weapon ever, but you get bags of them. You'll probably never see the end of them. And you get 3 bags of mags. 3 bags of mags for every type of weapon they have in all the different colors. You have silver, you have tan, you have black, you have green, and everything in between, practically. So, holy smokes, that was a lot to get through. Jeepers Christ. So there you have it, man. That is a lot of stuff. And to be fair, this isn't even the end of the Valiverse stuff that's coming. I've got some Swarm figures coming today at some point. I was actually kind of hoping to already have them. I could have added this review, but I guess they're going to be in their own separate review. Good lordy pants. So, man, I now got to figure out what to take photos of. Goodness. And I've finally got to figure out, please, sir, load me out with something cool. I want to look cool for the cameras. All right, so I packaged it all up for the most part. Added in my other extra weapons, but this, man, it's got it all packed in there. That's probably not how I'm gonna do it. I don't know. It's just so many guns. You can see that. You can see. Look at all that. Look at all that pile of weapons right there, man. Dude, it's crazy. Crazy. I even have extra loadouts and armor and heavy artillery stuff. Good God. So, yeah, that's weapon storage for you. And then, so here he is, all loaded out, loaded to bear. And I gave him that Tommy gun pistol because it's like, knock, knock. He's the feds. He's coming to kick in your door. All he needs now is a riot shield, and it's absolute perfection. Of course, the silly thing is I've given him these mag clips that now he's not going to need because he's got that, right? And I also changed out his knife to the one that had the silver handle. I also changed out his pistol. Could not put this thing, if I can get it. I've always had trouble with it. Let's see if I can do it this time. All right, so there's a little hole here, and you're just supposed to squeeze that in there, but it doesn't really go down very far, so it sticks out and it's loose, and in any given second you breathe on it wrong and it'll just fall right out. And then Baroness, I'm just gonna have to say it now, it's a little disappointing. They don't really fit very well. They're very loose and they'll fall right out of the holster. So she'll look good on the shelf, but, you know, and I guess for posing, but I was hoping they would be a little bit more snug than the way I have them. Uh-oh, somebody be sending something to my printer. What is up with that, printer? You are interrupting my video. And yeah, these are the stupid Nerf pistols I'm replacing. Just no blast effect holes or nothing. So there it is, folk fans. I mean, that is just a lot of stuff, epic stuff. It's gonna have to do some photos with all these guns, but whew, what am I going to do? Figure it out. I'll figure it out. I hope I get this video posted before the end of the year. We'll see how that works out, right? You'll know when it comes up. You're like, oh, he did it. Or you're like, no, he done failed. That's what he did. He failed. And so here's how I've loaded out some of my Joes with some of the Valiverse weapons. I want to pay special attention to, I'm going to call him Riot Gear Snake Eyes. I mean, dude, I don't know what it is about this gun, but it's just like, you know, like he's going to kick your door in. He's just going to kick your door in and it's like, you're under arrest. Or actually, he probably won't say anything, really. He'll just kick the door in and grab you. See, he's already kicking people over like Scarlet. Boom. Yeah, not a whole lot you can do with this version of Scarlet, but I figured, hey, you know what? Dual tan guns. Rat-a-tat-tat, yo. Yeah, I like it. I like it. But she doesn't stand well, and that's the only reason for which I don't like her that much. And then the other Snake Eyes, kind of a similar Strike Force version. I mean, if they were going to give him military-like pants, I figured I might as well treat him more militarily than the others. But I give him a nice silver gun to match his silver visor. Yeah, I like him. He's loaded out quite well. Another kick-your-door-in kind of thing. Me likey. And then, of course, Dookie. I gave him a nice little, small assault rifle. Because he's going to be going on the missions with all the Valiverse crew. The Delta Force, and I changed his sidearm to a nice big fat Desert Eagle, because, of course. And then finally, not a whole lot to change on Stalker. He's pretty much good to go as is for the most part. But I like that, in many ways he's like a ranger. So I wanted to give him more of the long range kind of sniper rifle, you know, taking care of business from afar, that sort of thing. But I think it's really cool. I like it. And then, of course, the non-G.I.Joe guy, but special ops, he still looks like the same sort of deal. It's like you could pair, in fact, I'm going to try that here real quick before he knocks everybody over. Yeah, you can go ahead, lean up against that wall, because you need the help. But can you imagine these two going on a mission? Sneaking in, sneaking out, undetected, the same sort of gun, blowing folks away. I think that would be totally awesome. And you know darn well I'm going to be photographing that. There's just no question about it. It's funny because I also got the Swarm folk in, and there doesn't really seem to be a lot you can really add or detract to them, because they have their weapons are color coded to their armor, so there's not really a whole lot you can do to adjust that. But for everyone else, there's a gun to be had. And it's kind of the thing to go around and figure out who all can you adjust. And I've got quite a few. I actually changed out most of my Valiverse gear on my folks. I'm going to show you. All right, and so this is the squad led more or less by Blowback, but I've changed his gun. I've changed his knife. I changed his sidearm. But yeah, he'll be the lead on any missions these guys go on, along with Dusty. Wasn't a whole lot to change on these guys. I think I switched out the guns so that they match, but I could be wrong. I think I kept their original firearms. There's not a whole lot changed on those, just that I now have two. Then switching over to here for the grunts. I think I pretty much kept them. Decided to stay with this type of gun with them. I don't think I changed their firearms, but with these guys I did at least change the type of gun. I usually had them with a heavier artillery just because they come with the grenades, but I don't know, I just didn't really want them being that kind of like overly heavy grunt. I wanted more foot soldiers that were going to go in. So these guys have the suppressors and the radios, and these guys just have assault rifles, and they're just going to go in. So that's those guys, generally led by Mr. Dookie. All right, Duke, come here. There's your troops, yo. And then finally, kind of changed out this guy. Also need to repair his vest. It's now coming apart because I had to heat him up again to put on his buddy belt, which was lost. All right, and then I went ahead and got... so I changed out his gun again to a more assault rifle style. I changed out his sidearm to the silver and black. I think I even changed out his knife as well. But yeah, that'll be him. Another just a strike force. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people used him as a Cobra style person, but I'm just like, I don't know. It's hard to see him as Cobra now. I mean, I've got so many other Cobra foot soldiers. What do you use him as? You only have one. So he's just some kind of an enforcement person. Who knows? This guy, who also, a different video, we're going to be doing a Gridiron Studios thing. But so this guy, I gave him that as his firearm. And I went ahead and removed the bandolier and whatever and just gave him the security officer's outfit. I think it matches up really well, honestly. What do you think? Do you think that outfitting this particular Firefly type person in this gear, I think it matches up really well. But let me know what you think. So just so many options with this tin. I mean, where can you go wrong? You can't. I mean, you get so many guns. You could switch out so many weapons for so many people. I know a lot of people are like, well, what are you going to do with all of it? Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you have a canister to hold all of your weapons and supplies. You can even move them all over into one section, say, well, this is all Valaverse weapons. This will be DC weapons. This will be Marvel weapons, and so on and so forth. Or you can empty it all out into baggies, store it somewhere else, and put figures in it, and just store your figures you don't have on the shelf or that you're going to carry with you if you're going to go outdoors to do some photography. And because I used to throw these in plastic bags and take them with me on trips to take outdoor photography, but that may all change. I don't know. Anyway, a lot of good use out of these, out of that Valaverse tin, and there'll be more use to come, I am sure. I just thought I would do this bit of a comparison for you now that I've got the special ops guy. And I know all of you know this. This isn't any new knowledge. I just don't think anyone's ever actually demonstrated that knowledge. I just want to show you how incredible the reuse of the same figure buck actually is. And with Valaverse, you know, it's kind of hard to say, it's not really a complaint. If anything, it's an astonishing compliment to getting the most out of something that you've created. And this is incredible. Here before you are 6 actual different released figures by Valaverse. And yet, they are 100% identical. As a figure goes. I mean, it's the same all the way around. I mean, there's the occasional difference in boot, but that's barely there. It's barely a difference in boot. In fact, I think only one of the figures has a different boot, and I will say that it is this guy has lace boots, but all the rest of them have the buckle. Variously painted, of course, but still. I mean, it's the same arms, same head, same vest, same pants, same knee pads, same helmets, similar. All of the chest plates are the same, except for one, and that is this guy has the more bulletproof vesty vest. And there's another one. There is one other vest that's different, and that's this one. This is the Urban Trooper, and so he has a very much a solid vest with a bunch of scratches and destruction, but it's still the same figure. So I've got 2 of those and 2 of these, and then 2 of those and 1 of everybody else. But it's still incredible to me that you can use the same figure over and over again but have such drastically different results by just changing just the colors and the accessories. I mean, look, no holster. He just has I believe not even, he doesn't even have a buddy belt for that matter. So these commandos didn't have a buddy belt, but they put the ammo satchels on the vest itself, and then you get the medical pouch, and then you get the sidearm with a different sidearm versus, say, putting the medical pouch on the vest and then the ammo satchels on the side with a larger hand holster or gun holster. Jeez, can't talk. And then when you get to these vests, the bulletproof type vests, then you've got similar situations of switching between the ammo pouches and the medical pouches. But there's literally no other difference. I mean, the things that you can put on the sides don't really change. Now, there, of course, when you get into other specific characters like, say, Sergeant Slaughter. In fact, I'm going to bring those out. So here you have it. These are the 6, very similar to the Spec Ops figure. You have 6 different variations of the Spec Op figure. Actually, I don't even know which one was first. Was it this guy? I don't know. He's the oldest of the bunch. I mean, the way he's decked out, I know a lot of people wanted him to be Cobra, but really he just looks like a police SWAT officer. And that's more or less how I think I'm going to use them. Not 100% sure. But I'm going to bring out some others and then you can compare. All right. And so here we have another comparison of the Valaverse figures. So here we have the Steel Brigade character that was exclusive to Big Bag Toy Store. As you can see, he has that that old style bulletproof vest with some paint apps on it, and again, the same sort of deal, except that he has no secondary pouch for medical. In fact, he has no medical. If you encounter this guy on the field and he's on your team, don't expect him to patch your wounds. He's just there to blow stuff up and destroy. Then you have the Swarm, which, in all intents and purposes, is almost completely different figure buck, except for one thing. I believe, if I'm not very much mistaken, the torso, like the internal, the chest, abdomen, and underneath this rubber, that should all be exactly the same figure buck. So really, I'd say a good 30% of him is a copy, and that's still fine because look, I mean, the original armor is not borrowing anything except for this gun and its associated holster and the knife in the back. But he's got a knife in the back. So really, they've got two different figures, and they've made the absolute most out of all of them. Then you get into more of the particulars. You have the Sergeant Slaughter. He's got the bear arms. He's got the bear chest. That's all new. And there's nothing borrowed that I can tell there, like at all. And if I'm not mistaken, the legs are indeed the same. So it's the same lower figure, just not the same upper figure. And obviously the head is going to be original sculpt. And on this one, you have the same style of arms, just with can't tell if yeah, it is the same. So the cuffs on the forearms, yeah, so they're exactly the same arm, just flesh colored hands. But then you get a jacket, a sleeveless jacket essentially. And the problem is with it on this Sarge, that if you take off or if you knock people in the face, if you take off this jacket, it just looks awkward because it's essentially this figure but with colored arms. And yeah, the little sleeve area here is also green. So it just looks weird. So you pretty much have no choice but to keep the jacket on. And this is where I did the torso swap, where you could see I know a lot of people would swap the boots as well, but I wanted one that, I mean, basically Hasbro already did Sunbow, and this is a whole nother video that I have. But the Hasbro did Sunbow, so I wanted the figure, and the figure originally, the one that you could get freely that didn't have USA across the chest, he had black boots, so I kept the black boots and painted the wristbands. But whatever. Anyway, so that gives you an idea of the differences on the Spec Ops and the different Valaverse. All right, in this comparison, I'm showing you how the Valaverse 10 and other weapons packs have influenced other characters, so to speak. You saw basically what I did with the Baroness, or did I? I can't remember if I showed it. I think I did, where the guns don't really stay put. I mean, if you were to turn her upside down, the guns would just fall out. So she's really just going to look good on the shelf and maybe good for some pictures. But with that said, as you can see here, you got a little bit of difference in the plates, the leg plates, where you can now have one with a gigantic dagger and one with a gigantic gun. And this knife and this gun did come from the Valaverse 10. He originally was using the ones that came with the Sergeant Slaughter, but based on his color arrangements, I thought this was a much better choice. Kind of the tan gun with a green knife. It kind of fit his overall look. And with like Prophet Director Destro, who's got the Transformer Autobot Matrix of Leadership, because, of course he does. This, okay, he's got this golden AK-47, and even though that didn't come in the tin, and neither did, I'm going to show this too. I also equipped him with this golden Desert Eagle, and this came out of another one of the weapon packs. I don't remember if it was Bravo or Charlie or Alpha. I can't remember, and I do apologize. I'm sure I'll put a nice subtitle that says which one it was, because by that point I'll have looked it up. But when these two items had come out, this AK and that gun, it was obvious who it was for. I mean, in my opinion, it looked obvious to me that Valiverse had looked at this Prophet Director Destro with all this gold bling and said, you know what? It would be really cool if you could replace that silly Nerf pistol with like this bad A golden Desert Eagle with a golden AK-47, like he was some kind of like Scarface. And that's kind of what I felt like they were going for. So that when they did Bravo Force Delta having two gold pistols, I mean, sure, there's a lot of iconic characters out there with two golden pistols somewhere, but I felt like with the Baroness having two golden pistols and this golden pistol, I was like, okay. I see that matchup, and I could be wrong. Bobby Valli may come up and say, you know what, Brandon, you are so wrong. How dare you? Ah! But, obviously I don't think he will do that because I'm not that famous. But be that as it may, that's how I see it. I see it as a lot of the stuff in these tins were very carefully selected to very specifically fit other lines outside of their own. Sure, I know they've got the other Skull Brigade or whatever they are, the evil villain people, which I don't collect because I just don't see myself photographing people in military gear with vintage ancient helmets from armor. That just seems weird to me, but mostly I just wanted grunts, unknown grunts to be used as cannon fodder. Anyway, that's a very interesting matchup. Now here's a couple of other loadouts that changed when I got the Valiverse 10. Is that I have my my Outback with this long range style rifle, which I think is kind of cool. I don't know, it kind of fits the personality because he's also very posable. That head can get into position to look through the scope. It's very awesome. And then why not with the Crimson Twins with those MP5s? Now you can get like this particular kind where the silencers don't fall off and you don't have that annoying clip. I don't know. It just looks very much the same or more original to their original laser blasters that they came with. So again, some just interesting ideas you can have with these characters. Just saying. All right, and what about augmenting other lines that aren't Valiverse and aren't G.I. Joe? So here we have two different other Hasbro lines. You have Fortnite, and I apologize, don't know her name. I just thought she was cool, and I had Amazon points, so I got her for free. So giving her a big old gun that looks a heck of a lot better than those rubbery things she came with that definitely look like. If you thought the other G.I. Joe stuff was looked nerfy, that's nothing compared to the Fortnite ones. And then we have Marvel Legends Longshot, where I have him now with Tomahawk, but I also have him with the Valiverse Dagger. And yes, it more or less fits. I mean, the only reason it doesn't completely fit flush is because of that off angle. This bit here is a little off angle, but it still fits. And I think it's a much better knife than what he came with. Man, he's going to fall over as soon as I let go. Oh! Because that's just the way it is. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. All right. You know what, bro? I know you have a lot of luck, so just stay there. Like, this is the original knife that he came with. It's not horrid by Hasbro standards, but when you compare it to like, something like that, it's so much nicer. So I'm gonna keep him with that actually, and I do like that he can fit this tomahawk. Originally, I was making him use this because in the Mojo world, it just made sense to use something goofy. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna show you how ridiculous the Fortnite guns are. All right, now that I'm back, let me show you this. So this is a clear plastic red version of one of the guns that actual character came with. It is horrible. Let me get some light. Absolute atrocity and, bendy, warpy. Ooh, yeah. And a gun similar to, I think, this as well. Just horrid. Look at that. Oh, no. It's my rubbery muzzle and floppiness. Ooh, floppy. That's probably going to break right off. Anyway, horrible, deplorable, and disgusting. So, yeah, much, much better in the Valiverse. I mean, 10 times more detail and no bendiness whatsoever. None. Zip, zilch. You can drop them on the floor all day long and they will not break because I've done it like 500 times and always been afraid that I was breaking it. Never once. In fact, I had to use a pair of wire cutters just to cut off a piece of one of the small guns that I didn't like. I had to use that to get rid of it. You're not going to break them easily. It's just not going to happen. Except for maybe like if they were like super duper thin. But anyway, really good stuff. What about some heavily unorthodox lines using guns from the tin? Like take X-ray, Valitia. Oh, sorry. Combats for glory. Anyway, so check this out. I wasn't sure when I was putting it together whether this was going to be real or not. But like, not only does it fit, but they have trigger fingers, yo. I mean, all of their weapons are basically melee, but they had the foresight to give them trigger fingers. That's badass. So you could have these guys, fight with guns. Why not? That's super cool. I'm sorry. That's just awesome sauce right there. Just is. Very happy about that. And then how about Nika, whatever. There is no trigger finger, unfortunately, but it can hold the weapons for the most part. Whether or not you would, different story. But point is, oh no, the point is you lose your head. Don't lose your head over it. So anyway, yeah, expand. No matter what line you have, there is a gun somewhere from this tin you can apply to your figures. No joke. Just real quick, I want to point this out. I've noticed that while putting some of these things together that the tin, the lid does not just fall back all the way. It stops at this particular angle. And I don't know if this was an expected feature or not, but it really helps if you can lay out the things that you're wanting to see. Like maybe you need to get something out of the way so you can get to another item. This thing has a nice tilt on it, so it's not just falling all the way to the back and you're like, oh no, I dropped stuff. But I like how it kind of holds things together. It's actually a pretty good tin for what it is. I mean, all sorts of functionality. Absolutely love it. Can't recommend it enough. I know you might see the value as bad, but I see the value as good. That's just me. I mean, you don't have to put only Valiverse stuff. I mean, I'm putting in some Jay's Armory bat covers, the G.I.joe or Hasbro effect blasts, the millions of blast effects, millions of magazines, and the knives I was working with. Those are going there. So yeah, I mean, just a nifty, put it all in one place kind of a thing. But I'm only putting the serious stuff. I mean, I'm not going to put this junk in there. No. That has no value being in there. Anyway, I hope either this has gotten you off the fence or not gotten you off the fence. I'm not a shill. I'm not pushing this anyway. This is just something I thought was absolutely incredible. And I've seen the negative views. And like I said, the only negative review I really have is that you can't really squat it out unless you have multiples of that weapon, like usually the ones that have no paint apps or you've bought multiples of. But in terms of squatting it out, you really can't. But that's the only complaint. But beyond that, man, there is a gun for every character you have. Seriously. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys.